What's up guys, Chris here from Vo-Gus Prospecting. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're an old hat, welcome back. Me and Steve, who's walking back to get some more gear because there's water in the gully that we're working. This gully rarely has flowing water at all. It usually just has standing puddles, and today we've been blessed, absolutely blessed with running water. So we're going to take full advantage of it. We might try and get a sluice to run. We also are going to do a whole lot of panning, crevicing, yabby pumping. We're going to spend the day here getting some of that yellow. So there is a hard rock find in this gully, and it's been a fantastic place to explore, and the gold they pulled out here was incredibly rich, and there's still gold here. So our main goal originally, well, like I said, was to crush up some rock and have a look to see if we can't find where the gold perhaps possibly is shedding from. But since there's so much water here, we're going to do a lot more panning today. Steve's already into it. We've already found gold. Mr. Branch Manager, is Branch? Second pan for Steve, and he's got another nice little ring of colour there. I told him it was really coarse up here, and he's like, oh yeah.
Heard that before.
Then he comes up here and he's like, oh, it's really coarse. Thing I love about this gully is the fact that the gold is coarse and rough. I've got a theory about this. Steve's even bought a dolly pot to test this theory, which is that it's shedding out of the mine tailings here. The actual lode reef was worked out quite some time ago, and that leads me to believe that because I've test panned this entire creek 1 meter at a time the whole way up to the main mine, and I find rough gold the whole way, that has to be shedding out of those tailings. We want to crush some rock a bit later, and this is the sort of gold we're getting. It is fine, it's fine, but it's rough, and that's the main thing. Well, only two little bits just there. Not the best take, but I'd already dredged off the bottom there. So we'll move to a slightly different open section of bedrock. Few more pans later, and I've got a couple more bits of gold. Got this nice little raggedy bit just here, which is always nice to find. But the most important thing is I found a shotgun pellet, and that might sound really dumb, but these are really rare on this creek. I've only ever found like 1 or 2 of them, so that makes up like 30% of my entire shotgun pellet collection for this creek. It still makes a cool sound. Like if it was gold, this would be the best thing ever. Oh. Sugar coming on. Well, we've had a good run of 2 pans here. That's my gold. I got a little picker, and then Steve pulled out 2 really nice bits of shiny yellow. This is going to be a good day. This is definitely going to be a good day. I've got a picker already. Well guys, we are tapped out in this spot. What we're going to do is move upstream a little bit to the next section. Next section is the exciting section. There's a lot more exposed bedrock, a lot more nooks and crannies and crevices, and I'm betting there's going to be a lot more water. Steve, next spot?
Yep.
Awesome. For the first time ever in the history of me doing this, I bought my own lunch. I got bananas, got mandarins, I got water, but Steve's trying to compete with Michael for the golden butler position. He's bought tea, he's bought coffee, and he's bought biscuits. So Michael, you've got competition now. Right, we're at the next spot. We've had tea, got his pipe going, so we're cracking on for some more gold. I'm not letting Steve look until I've talked to you guys first because I want to get his reaction. I've just been going, ooh, ooh, sounding like a cow because I found these 2 bits of gold. You can even see them on the GoPro. Look at that. They're nice bits. Now, Steve, tell me what you think of those bits of gold.
Oh, lovely. They've almost got names.
Oh, damn, names. I've taken 3 pans out of the same hole. I haven't checked the actual gold that's in my pan because I wanted to leave it for a bit of a surprise for Steve, to give him some motivation. So let's find out. Oh, yeah. It's good. I just saw some bits.
Oh,
that's a bullet. Have a look at this. This is the gold that this gully is renowned for, and the bullet is there. But that's what we've been chasing. That's a good pan, Steve. That's a good pan.
Oh, that's a lovely pan. Is that one big piece or a couple of pieces?
No, that's one big piece. Two very cool things have happened. The first thing, I found a relic, and the fact that I found a relic means that pretty much no one's touched this hole. I'm surprised that none of us have, because this corner has been heavily worked, but it goes to show you exactly what I said before. Keep looking, because you will find spots in amongst everyone else's workings that haven't been touched. Like Reedy Creek, smash, but you can always find gold. Doesn't mean they're digging in the right spots, like I wasn't. This is my relic. It's only a square head nail, but it's a nice one, and it's at the bottom of what I'm going to call nail hole, because in nail hole there are little nuggets.
Horrendous stuff, but it sort of cleared it up in like 2 weeks. It was all gone.
I'm smiling because he's telling me a leech story and it's quite horrendous, but I hope he's still got a strong heart after he dropped out all the blood, because that's what I've got in my pan. And now for a can-to-can reaction.
Oh, no.
Over the course of perhaps 3 or 4 weeks, we came up here while there was water, and we worked from just where this big rock is here, all the way around this inside bend, all the way down past that bedrock to about there. And we worked as many crevices and cracks on both sides of this creek as we could, and for whatever reason, we missed this. And we haven't worked the section that starts here and goes all the way back to this rock, not the big one, but the little rock that runs just in here. Now, I pulled out amazing gold from that crevice. So I'm thinking that between here and there is going to be some very good gold. I've got to move these rocks though to get to it. Just about there's either a really big rock or a very misshapen bit of bedrock. I don't know. So I'm going to take the top off and then hopefully reveal more of it. And with a bit of luck, there'll be some gold in the top stuff too, so it keeps me motivated. just in the overburden. That cannot argue with that result. Steve, what did you just say?
The gold god.
Yeah.
The gold god said to me when I came out here, I think I'll give you 2 good pans. And then Neno.
I better not show him in that case what's in my pan. I told you it's a nugget kind of day.
Oh, that is.
Pick it up, man. Pick it up.
God. Oh,
Found a nugget.
I'm shaking.
Found a nugget. Show us the nugget. Oh, there it is. And give us that beautiful sound. Oh, it's a good day today. I'm going to crush some rock and look for some gold. I'm going to explain that principle very shortly, but first I want to show you what I've got panning so far. This is why we come to this creek. That's what I've got so far. Couple of pickers, 1 little nugget, a couple of shotgun pellets, and a big, like a much bigger slug, which is all very good. So we're going to eat some more food, have some more tea probably, and then Steve's going to give us a lesson in some geology.
Crushing.
Yes. This creek has always had very, very rough gold on it. I have panned about 1 kilometer's worth of it from where we parked the car all the way to the main mine site. And every bit of gold you get out, no matter how small, is ultra rough. And this means that the gold has not traveled very far at all. Gold is a super soft compound and will get crushed by just the movement of it being washed down in a flood. And remember, a flood is the only time that gold will be moving. So basically it's got to be coming from somewhere, and because it's a full kilometer worth of me looking at this gold and it's always rough, it means it's got to be shedding out of rock somewhere. It's over such a large area. I'm betting that it's actually in their waste piles. And what Steve has is an awesome skill set because he's a geologist. Now he's got more experience than I can poke a stick out. We could read his resume out, but basically he's bought his dolly pot and he's shown us some likely rocks to look at. Right, we're going to hand it over to Steve. What are we looking for when we talk about quartz, rocks and other bits and pieces to mine?
Hey, reef gold that's going to be shedding out of a place like this is likely to come from near the top. And even the old mines around here never got very deep. So the sort of thing you're looking for is not your buck white quartz, but you're looking for quartz that has been shattered, particularly got little pieces of green material in it.
Have we got any just floating around there?
Yep. So here's one, and you can see the green stuff. So that's all part of it's been what they call brecciated. And the gold in reef systems like this will generally occur right around the edges of those things and in little cracks. The other thing to look for is if I've got a piece here, well, even little holes like that, where there's been little pieces of sulfide that have been weathered out, and the gold is often caught together with the sulfides, and that's what your little nuggets and things like that actually form in the reef at that point. So one of the things that the old timers would have done is that they would have panned up the creeks, yes, and found some gold, and then they think, okay, fine, the gold is shedding down from the hills somewhere around here. So then they would either loam and or go and look for reefs that are outcropping. And the only way really to test whether any of the pieces of quartz have got them is to dolly it up. This thing here is called a dolly pot, and it takes a lot of effort. And you crush it up fine, and then you pan it off. You don't have to crush it all the way down. We're only looking for an indication of gold, so we're not actually producing or mining it. Though on some very, very rich deposits where they outcropped, and you could see visible gold, that was they would actually dolly all of that stuff up.
So that's the basics of it. And what we're saying here is that basically if we were coming up here to mine hard rock, this would give us an indicator of gold. Or sorry, an indication. I always get those two mixed up. An indicator of gold, something like the mineralized ground that it's in. So black sands, perhaps clay, perhaps the buck quartz and whatnot. They're indicators of gold. An indication of gold would be the idea that you actually find a bit of gold in a pan. That means that it's in the area. What we're looking for is an indication that's coming out of this quartz and shedding into the creek the whole way down. And that means that my theory will be correct, and we could actually spend some time looking for this quartz and possibly mining it. No gold in the dolly pot, and that is okay. What we're going to do is just finish out this little hole as best we can before we call it a day, because it is actually getting on. We've spent a lot of time up here having an absolute blast today. All I'm going to do, put you on time lapse, and we're going to dig out some more gold from this hole. Oh. What are you doing? What?
I'm just so happy.
It's so flappy. I had to stop the time lapse to show you my mate. Ah, he's adorable. Frogs are good luck. I'm not a superstitious person until it comes to gold prospecting. I guarantee you find frog, you're going to find good gold. Happened again. This time the story was about a German field marshal that Steve knew, and he's got to keep telling me stories because I keep finding nuggets.
Oh my God.
This doesn't feel real. It's not very often you find this sort of gold in every other pan. And I know I've had people on my channel accuse me of just using the same gold again and again and again, but I'm going to show you my snuffle bottle at the end of this because I've got at least 2 nuggets and a heap of pickers. This has been an absolutely cracking day. Steve, you're my good luck chum. I haven't even finished panning off the other bit of dirt yet. Let's just see if there's anything in there. Oh, there's another one!
No. Oh, no,
are you kidding me?
this is ridiculous.
There's 2 nuggets in that pan. I haven't finished. Is there any more?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, just some specks. Just, oh my gosh.
That one was actually mine. I snuck it into your pan.
Oh, it's true. I saw it. For the first time ever on Vo-Gus prospecting, we're going to do a double drop nugget. Oh, I could do a triple if I got it out of my bite. We've done it again. Look, there's yet another chunk of gold. Non-stop gold chunks. I found another one. Yep, it keeps giving. I haven't been filming doing this because I just need to smash through it and have a red hot crack. So I do apologize for that, but I found another one. It just keeps giving and giving and giving this hole. I can't believe the amount of gold we pulled out of one hole. I got a little bit down further in the gully, but this hole here produced more gold on this creek than I think I've ever seen in one sitting. We spent a long time working this inside corner and we missed that, and it was the richest spot on this entire inside bend. And what that goes to show you is that you should always revisit old spots. Cast a very careful eye over other places that people have worked, because yes, Reedy Creek and places like that get smashed. Creswick, all those places, people go out and they go hell for leather, but they don't necessarily hit exactly the right spots. Spend your time, read the creek, look at the whole geography, the topography of where you're working, and go to the lowest point. Gold's lazy. Just check out how much gold we got panning. We got multiple nuggets in one day. Oh my god. Oh my god, I saw it. And bear in mind, we just panned. Look at the size of those bits. I am going to put up a beautiful DSLR photo for you to see how rough they are, to see how big they are. I'll put a coin next to it so you can get some scale as well. But that is some absolutely mad gold. 9 pickers / nuggets. This is phenomenal. Thank you very much for watching my video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did like this one, there's a chance that you'll like some of the other ones that I've made, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and check out the rest of my channel. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you to Steve for bringing some delicious food to keep us going. Peace, and I'm out.